Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría, Macarena, Macarena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría, Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría, Macarena, Macarena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría, Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría, Macarena, Macarena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría, Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría, Macarena.
Fuck that shit.
Alegría, Macarena. Alegría, Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría, Macarena, Macarena.
Hello fellow pilots, I'm Major Payne and this is another episode of How to Play. And today I'm going to talk about F8F-2 Bearcat. It's American Tier 7 multi-role fighter, currently available in set of missions. So what we're getting is a multi-role at Tier 7, which is more maneuverable than other multi-role fighters on Tier 7. With an exception of Yak-9U, which have same maneuverability, but because it has better stall speed and superior firepower, have much better chances of winning dogfight. But just because we have good maneuverability in this plane, it doesn't make it good multi-role. Also, we need to have some air-to-ground armament, bombs and rockets, and it's not so good in this field. But first, let's go through the parameters. And gun armament, we have 4 20mm cannons, cumulative damage 460, optimum distance 760 meters. Bombs and rockets, we have one bomb, 1000 LB, 6000 damage, 120 seconds of resupply time, and it's 90 meters radius. But it's only one bomb, and we can choose, we can have a bomb or we can have 4 rockets. Each rocket causes 1200 damage, radius 30 meters. So basically it's 4 rockets, it's very little, and we cannot take out many ground targets with this. Obviously, but I'm gonna come back to that to show you some example how those rockets work and this bomb later on. Now, survivability, we have 360 HP pool. That's not much for the tier, and resistant to damage 45, resistant to fire 60, that's okay. Airspeed, well, in real life this plane actually been very fast, and I think there's a speed record on it. Historically, this is a very fast plane. But in a game it's not so much, and we have 486 cruise speed, boost speed 712 km per hour, boost duration is 15 seconds, and max dive speed 800 km per hour. Now, maneuverability is supposed to be our biggest advantage, and so we have 10.8 seconds of average turn time, 360 degrees, rate of roll 130 degrees per second, minimum optimum speed is 250, maximum is 625, and stall speed 153. So basically this 10.8 second average turn time is supposed to be a best advantage of this plane, I would say, but it's not so black and white, it's just not that much of advantage. I'm gonna explain that later as well. Now, altitude performance, unfortunately, as for most of the multi-role fighters, very poorly. We look at this and it's like 1300 meters of maximum optimum altitude, service ceiling 3300, and rate of climb 118, so pretty average for multi-role basically. Not great, not terrible. German multi-roles have better, but they are ones which have less optimum altitude, yeah? Okay, how to build this plane? Well, we can try full maneuverability build just to improve our main strength, but let's think about this for a second. We have 10.8 second average turn time. If we compare ourselves with other multi-hero fighters, yes, that makes sense to have more agility and win with other multi-hero fighters on contested sectors. But let's be realistic. When there is no event where we need to play multi-hero fighters, there are barely any planes of this class in the battles. Like you see here, I'm the only human player in multi-hero fighter in this match. That's the reality of the tier 7. Maneuverability build is good when we're trying to achieve maximum result, camping in the middle of the map, killing bots and make fancy results. In favorable condition, of course. And then we can go and into Discord and brag about it. But I was testing this plane during the Saturday afternoon, evening, when there's most of the players and battles are up against tier 8 almost all the time. In such battles, we need to look for sectors we can cap and help our team in order to win the game. We can't just go around and pretend to be a light fighter where we are not. So there's example, I'm going up against very good player here and I'm trying to surprise him. There you go, but that didn't work out. He saw me and dodged, and this is it, that's game over. Right now I'm dead. Like, if no one will help me, that's it. He's more maneuverable. Like most of the light fighters, they always will be more maneuverable, and I can try to drop this bomb, but that's barely ever work out for me if you're going up against good player. Now, this is another example, the same battle. I managed to surprise him, yeah, and been lucky enough to take him out before he got behind me, yeah. But that's, you see, I don't need any agility here more. I don't need more maneuverability here for that kind of action, yeah. So that's why I'm not gonna invest into the maneuverability for that plane. And there's a build which I think is the best for this machine, and it's a build where we get extra HP and speed. There's also kind of mixed build which I very often in many planes use, as you know, but not in this machine. And basically, if we use the mixed build, we are not maneuverable, not fast. Neither of this, like we don't have anything. All we get is like 55 km/h top speed more, and we reduce our boost. So basically, this plane cruise speed is so low that we most of the time we're flying much slower than, like, far away from top speed, yeah, and we will have to use this boost very often, and just escape from fighters like Messerschmitt. This is barely impossible, next to impossible basically. Or for example LA7, it's a low altitude Russian fighter, very maneuverable, but it's fast enough, accelerate quickly, and he can stay with us long enough to take us out. It's just don't gonna give us anything more. Yeah, so my build is Commander Sight, of course, and then reinforced skin, boost injection, and strengthened hardpoints. So this equipment is must have, yeah, because we want to have this bomb as soon as possible. It is useful. I'm gonna talk more about this in a moment. As you see here, I'm doing this calibration very quickly, and there's a way to do it. So there's a whole training video how to do those lucky numbers and proceed very quickly, save yourself materials and silver. There's a link here. If you want to look it up, it's a very good video. Now I'm going to show you some examples why this build with extra HP will working, because most of the time we're going up against tier 8, and those tier 8 light fighters, they don't expect to be killed in head-on attack with you, and they don't take into the account that you may have this extra HP pool. And very often I just win literally the head-on engagement with enemy. So that's the example here. So there's a vampire, and we also need to know how to dogfight here. We need to know this two-circle fight technique, like in here. There you go. And I also use on my culminator side maximum chance of critical damage. Bonus characteristic on culminator side, maximum chance of critical damage. So very often I can kill the pilot in these head-on attacks, and I can win engagement thanks to this. In this case, XP67, yeah, he have much more firepower, as you see, barely alive, but he got killed because he's very fragile and he doesn't have much HP. P80, I get killed, but he also get killed, you see. This is just some of the examples I have. Of course, that's gonna work as well on tier 7 light fighters, obviously, yeah. That will help. But not only with those engagements, also the HP pool will help me to survive much longer over the sectors, to take them out, you know, to destroy the ground targets or defense and eventually capture sectors, basically. There you go. Another critical damage to pilot, and he couldn't hit me. Because of that, dispersions go all over and I win this engagement, yeah. So Colliminator sight with the bonus characteristic for critical damage, extra HP as much as possible, yeah. And that's the solution. And there's no perfect build for this plane. That's the plane which literally I was struggling to figure out how to play this, because it's so difficult. It's nothing in here that will, you know, give us idea, okay, this plane is good at this, so let's go into this. That maneuverability is just a fake. It's just not really a good maneuverability. We're not maneuverable as a light fighter, and since we're not going up against multi-hero fighters in the battles, then what for? We need this little bit extra maneuverability, you know. And in the same time, we are lacking of this air-to-ground armament. We have only 1 bomb or 4 rockets, so let's talk about this, because without this air-to-ground armament, multi-role fighters are unable to take over the strategic sector like mining plant or rocket base or command center. So there are limitations here, so let's focus on that. But first thing first, I don't know, did you notice or not, if you have already this plane, that this bomb doesn't feel like it has the radius of this 1000 LB bomb, yeah? So this is example, I just do that test here to show you the explosion of this bomb, and then we take a look on tier 5 explosion. So it's just hilarious. Just this looks like I would just drop the grenade, yeah? And that's not good enough. Like this is only visual effect, yeah? It's not real thing. Now this is tier 5. I drop bomb 500 LB, so half of this size, yeah? And there you go. That's the real bomb, yeah? And it's just hilarious. But it's only visual effect. I tested. From my test, is just everything looks alright. Like we have this 90 meters of radius and 6000 damage on this bomb, even if it doesn't look like, yeah. Okay, now there's example how I'm gonna go for a command center. I'm gonna take out this command center by myself in a battle, yeah. What I'm doing here, I'm doing small circles. I'm letting this light fighter to go, yeah, because I know that enemy will go from the command center into the air base. That's natural target for them. So I let this guy go, and you know that will open the way for me. I also could go, if there will be no allied on this airfield with me, if I would be on my own completely, then I would go around, yeah, very close to the edge of the map. I would try to hide, you know, past this enemy fighter. So in here, as you see, I start from the air defense aircraft. That's the proper way to capture that. I have extra HP pool, as you see. My HP is very strong. So one by one we take out those air defense aircraft, and then we are going to drop this bomb on main building. But main building is 50 points target. It's a little bit over 6000 HP on it, so we need to use our cannons to solve this target. The same with 2 targets on mining plant, but as you see there, that's the same thing, just different layout of the section. And there you go, we drop the bomb, and after that we will have to take out one more target for 15 capture points to flip this sector, and that will be this air defense. Unfortunately, those cannons are not so good in destroying the ground targets, so even for such a small target we need to do a second pass. Well, it depends how fast you go. Also, if you go slow, maybe you can do it. So that's the proper way to play this machine. Yeah, we have to sneak into some enemy sector and capture that, or help our team to capture this. Dogfighting is like last thing we should do. Of course, we have better capabilities in that compared to other multi-role fighters, but still it's not enough to risk and engage into light fighter unless we absolutely have to, yeah? And this is example where I'm using special pilot, which actually double the damage of this bomb, mirror love heart. So in a dive close to the maximum speed we increase the damage of this bomb. And this is the main building on mining plant. Yeah, I drop my bomb here, and the result is pretty good. Like So we can destroy the main building on mining plant with the special pilot, with this one bomb, but that doesn't mean that we can take over the enemy mining plant on time, because after that, if that will be enemy mining plant, we will still have to destroy 2 50 points target, and with those cannons this is not possible, not reliable. Next, I would like to show you the example how I'm taking over the rocket base. In order to do that quickly, we need a mirror lover heart. So let's sum up our capabilities with this bomb. Without a special pilot, we are able to take over relatively quickly command center. With the special pilot, we are capable of taking over quickly rocket base, and mining plant stays out of reach F8F Bearcat, unfortunately. Now, so in here I'm gonna start from 2 air defense aircraft. I'm gonna take them out, and then I'm gonna dive, drop my bomb on main building for 80 capture points, and then I have to find one more soft target and destroy it with cannons. So one more target for 20 capture points. Altogether that will be 180, and we flip over that rocket base. And it's worth to mention that this reinforced skin equipment which I have here, it's very helpful over such a heavily defended sectors like rocket base or command center, where they are packed with this air defense guns all over, and we just have this extra HP, extra resilience to stay here a little bit longer alive, and that very often make a difference between capturing sector or not, or getting killed in it. Yeah. So this HP is not only for dogfights, not only for ramming. As I mentioned, the dogfights is the last thing we looking for in this plane. We're not looking for any dogfights, we're just trying to avoid them and focus on capturing sectors like this rocket base or command centers. Unfortunately, mining plant is out of reach. There we go, we dropped the bomb, 80 capture points with Mary Loveheart, and then we have 20 points on the ground, so this 10th down here is perfect. And if you are low on HP, you can also use the terrain sometimes, like here, and rebuild your HP. There you go. So to sum up this plane, well, I can say this is nothing special. It's definitely not worth of spending money for certificates if you can get it by just by playing. I wouldn't pay for it. It's just tier 7 multi-role fighter which pretend to be better than other multi-role fighters, but it's not. It's still a piece of crap. And in this case here, I want to show you the rockets. Yeah, I used 2 rockets and my cannons for 20 points target, and I couldn't destroy this air defense. Yeah, so basically rockets in this plane are useless because we only have 2 of them, and if you want to destroy some target, you basically need to fire all 4 of them into this target. Yeah, like even air defense. Yeah. So what's the point to have rockets if you can destroy more than 1 target? Yeah. And you have to also remember that you're very often going to be fighting up against tier 8, and on tier 8 all those ground targets have a little bit more HP. So maybe that could be a reason also. Maybe if that would be battle up against tier 7 only, maybe I would be able to destroy this air defense with those 2 rockets at 1 pass, and now I have to come back, waste a lot of time. Yeah. So the rockets are really a pain in the ass. I wouldn't recommend to use them. Okay guys, I think we get into the end of the video. Now let's sum up. This is very weak plane, absolutely not worth of spending your money. If you think about buying certificates, think twice. Very difficult to play, doesn't have impact in battles most often, constantly flying up against tier 8. There is literally nothing interesting, nothing exciting about this machine. It's very average and in many cases below the average, so I'm not recommend you to spend your time or money on this machine playing for masochist or bored experienced players which looking for some challenge. And from what I can see, there is no video on YouTube which could tell you how it is, just some yes man trying to keep his press account and telling you only good things. And the truth is that F8F-2 shitcat been created by people which doesn't play their own game, and they can't even see explosion of 1000 LB bomb is like a shit show. Okay guys, I leave you here with one of the best battles I had on this plane without my commentary. So Thank you very much for watching. I hope you like it, found it useful, and if so, please leave a like and subscribe for future content. See you guys.